Hey friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxy if you are new. In this video, we are doing a quick weave, and what really inspired me to do this quick weave bob was Kelly's new haircut, Kelly Rowland's haircut. So I've been seeing like everyone posting and sharing the Kelly bob, so I decided to do my own, version of it. So because my hair is short, I have a short relaxed pixie cut, I have to do a quick weave simply because my hair is not long enough to braid and to sew. So that's why I'm doing this method. Just prepping my hair. I prepped my hair for this quick weave by molding my hair like how I typically would if I was wrapping my pixie, but I molded it in the middle part just to keep it flat, and then I put a brown stocking cap on, a brown wig cap really. And yeah, so I'm using a brown wig cap so that I can kind of see my hair under the wig cap as I'm trying to like set it apart and like set my leave out apart, I should say. So I'm doing this method here that I've seen like most of the girls doing, where you kind of use the glue to lock in the cap. This was my first time. I was actually terrified by this process because all I'm thinking is I'm putting glue directly on my hair. So to actually apply it, this method was actually very helpful because it dried really fast and it kept the wig cap in place. Usually what I would do is use the Morning Glory or the GPS, which is the glue protect solution. However, I've been having a bad experience with it lately, so I wasn't able, not that I wasn't able to, I just wasn't willing to do it again. So I was like, let me just try this method where the girls are just gluing the hair directly onto the cap. Anyways, I'm using 2 packs of 12-inch hair, and this is hair store hair, human hair, that I found at my local beauty supply store. The hair brand is called VOG or NOG, one of them. It's a very, it's not a big brand, but I really like the hair quality. So before I started gluing the hair down, I decided to split the tracks in half. And I'm splitting the tracks in half because this is just going to allow the hair to be not so dense and not so heavy, especially around the nape. It makes the hair a little bit lighter and not so full and heavy. I don't want to feel like I'm wearing like a whole wig on my head, and I don't want the back to look so bulky. So I just figured to just slice the tracks in half. And this is something that I usually do when I'm doing a sew-in or a quick weave. I just like thinner hair. I like hair on the thinner side. So this hair, just so you know, not all hair can be split in half with a razor blade. It just depends on how the tracks are manufactured. So I was having trouble like carrying the entire track from the top of the middle part all the way around, so I had to do it in pieces. So I just did the 2 panels from the top of my head to the side of my ear, and then I went in, and then I continued from there with a separate piece to carry around from the back of my ear around the back of my head to the other side of my ear. I hope I explained that properly, but this is just helping me to kind of break it down into pieces because I was having a hard time carrying one long piece all the way around. Yes, so I haven't done a quick weave in so long. Quick weaves have been being done. People have been doing quick weaves for a very long time. This is not a new method. This is quite an old method, and I'm starting to truly believe that quick weaves are not that quick, because I think this process took me at least 3 hours, and this could possibly be because I was watching a movie at the same time, but it was definitely because I was having trouble seeing the back of my head. And obviously if somebody was doing it for me, it would be a lot faster. Let me know if you guys have seen Kelly Rowland's bob cut that she recently shared. And let me know if you guys are willing or looking forward to trying this style or getting a bob cut. When I got to the top part of my head, I started to lay the tracks down. I put down full tracks, like I put pieces up at the top that were not split. And I kind of just felt the density of the hair to see if I wanted it to be a little bit more full. And I kind of wanted to get some fullness at the top, but I just didn't want all the fullness at the nape right away. So I put some tracks at the top that were not split. And then as I was closing it out, I think I went in with some split tracks. So I kind of just used my judgment as to where I wanted to place the tracks that were split and unsplit. So after laying down all the tracks, it's time to cut this bob. I'm not gonna lie, cutting this bob was a challenge. It was a great challenge, especially trying to get to the back. I used different methods to cut it. First I started with the shears, and then I went in with thinning shears, and at one point I believe I went in with a razor comb. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also used clippers as well. So clippers cut the hair a lot faster, but there's no room for error really. So I was kind of nervous about going towards the back. I didn't want to go too high. And then I remembered I wanted to go in with the thinning shears. The thinning shears, what they do is they take off the weight at the end, and so that when I go in with a straighter line, it's not going to be too heavy and too bulky. I wanted the weight line to be light. So the thinning shears were my best friend. And I don't know, I just kind of went in with different tools depending on where I was and how I felt and what angle I felt I had on my head. So at some points I would go in with the clippers if I felt like it was an easy access. I could see what I was doing. The thinning shears, I kind of just felt for what I was doing. I wasn't too nervous about using those because it doesn't take off it takes off a lot of hair, but it doesn't take off the whole thing. So the back was definitely looking crazy, as in it wasn't lining up with the front, but I definitely just took my time to really even that out. And even after trying to even it out, I still had to even it out the very next day. So it's so difficult to really get an angle, but having an extra mirror really helps so that you can see the back of your head while you're cutting. So I just held the mirror up so that I can see the back of my head, and I'm just going in with some shears just to kind of even it out with my head tilted down. So as I was cutting my hair and trying to take off the bulk and take out the weight, at one point I accidentally went in with shears thinking that they were thinning shears, and I cut a chunk of hair out at the side. And it's a good thing I had it on an angle and that's where it was. It's a good thing I had it on an angle because it wasn't super obvious and I was able to kind of blend it. I kind of gave it like a layered look. So I tried to kind of blend it and do the same thing all the way around. So after I got my desired cut, I just figured I'm gonna flat iron it and press it out and then go back and clean it up. So before I styled and flat ironed my hair, I just used some hairspray throughout my hair, and this is a Pantene Pro V hairspray. Yeah, to style my hair, I'm using the 1-inch Chi Lava ceramic flat iron, and so far I'm loving how it's styling, curling my hair. This is the perfect width of flat iron for this length of bob. I'm loving how the ends are finishing out. It's not too heavy, it's not too dense, and it has like a nice little bump, just like the Kelly Rowland bob. And so far, I'm just loving how everything is coming together. I'm getting quite excited. I purchased this flat iron on Amazon, so I'll definitely link all the products below if you guys are interested on my Amazon storefront for you guys to look at. But I'm just loving how this bob is coming together. It's really giving Kelly bob. I'm actually, usually I would just do like a straight, you know, blunt bob, or like a very straight bob. But just having like a little bit of a bump at the end, it does add to the effect of what we're looking for here. And I'm just loving the whole vibe. What really helped me blend my hair with the tracks was the direction that I laid the tracks at the front. That really helped my hair meet the tracks, especially right up at the front. So to finish it off, I'm just cleaning up the back, cleaning up any straggly pieces, trying to even out the bob as much as possible. And I also did go under the hooded dryer after putting some foam at the top of my leave belt, just to further melt everything and blend it into the tracks. If I really overanalyze this bob, I do see a couple of errors. But guys, this was honestly 3 o'clock in the morning. I was super tired, but I was still proud of how the bob came out. After going to the salon the next day, I did have one of my friends even out the bob for me to make it look even better. But I'm definitely proud of how the bob came out. The overall look it's giving. And yeah, I just feel super cute. I feel definitely transformed. The only thing I would say, if you're going to do a quick weave bob, make sure you have a protective layer underneath the cap, like paper strips or even the Grow Protect solution. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you love this look, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.